5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Sync.
Hello and welcome to the BrickFeed Podcast. I'm Jonathan Juan.
I'm LJ.
I'm Ven.
And I'm Purple.
And this is BrickFeed episode 53.
Woo, 53.
Hooray.
It holds no real significance, but yay.
Wow.
53.
Jeez, that was
the big
cold
5-3. The big 3
Last episode was like 52,
after
which
the
I guess
5.
was like a DC number, you know, the new 52 and everything. But,
Did we ever talk about DC last time? Episode 52 came out late. I'm stumbling
What's
over
there
my
to
words.
talk about? DC sucks anyway. Ha ha ha.
Dang.
Oh, speaking of DC, anyone buy anything this week? Because I did.
Nope.
How does that have to do with
I
the...
didn't.
Oh, I get it.
Because I bought the Wonder Woman Warrior Battle,
Nice.
which there is a really great review of that on our channel right now. You should go check it out if you haven't already. It is
It's like
stellar.
so different from
A+
our
work.
other reviews. It actually is. So that's not sarcasm. It's pretty good. Var made it.
Var is a master of his craft, and his craft is everything.
VAR has done some really great work changing up the design. We've been talking about getting a little set together, and he was able to make all that happen. We allocated that budget, and he's running with it. So that's a really great review. Go check it out. But I got the set myself. Me and him actually called around. If you remember this, Purple, we called around different Walmarts asking where it would be. Turns out it's a Toys R Us exclusive. So
I said that
nice.
there you go.
before anyone even thought about calling them, and they're like,
Yeah,
nah.
I mean, like, it was, like, funnier to just call the Walmarts. We encountered some funny Walmart people.
Keep in mind,
let me tell you.
they weren't prank calls. They were legitimate calls.
They were not
were
prank
just
calls.
really funny.
Yeah, no, they were, like, it wasn't like we didn't ask them for a fake product. We just legitimately asked them if they had the Wonder Woman set. But the people answering the calls, they were pretty funny. They ranged from, like, some people I'm sure had, you know, or on a little too happy for their job.
And some of them
point
were
in time.
just outstanding.
Some of them
Sorry,
were not.
we don't have your Wonder Woman set.
we called. So here's what happened. We called all the Walmarts around where we lived, all the different members of DTV. We called the one at Messo's Walmart, and this lady answered, and she sounded like she wanted to die. Like she was so
Really?
done. And then we were like, "What if that's Messo's mom?"
Oh my gosh.
And so, like, as we hung up, I was just like, "All right, well, thank you for your help, Mrs. Anderson." We hung up and we were like, "Man, if that is someone named Mrs. Anderson, she's just freaked out." Right there. It's just like random chance it happened to be his mom, because that would make sense, right? That's why he's always at Walmart, because his mom's there. Like, what does Mess have to do? Hang out with friends? Nah, he's just gonna go some
Mess
Walmart.
with friends. Well,
He visits his mom.
I got a
That's
couple of
funny.
small stuff.
All right, let's hear from you
bags.
first before I get into the Wonder Woman thing.
Okay. So I got this. This is Ninjago Battle Pack. Notable for having the best ninja. That's right. It's Dareth, the brown ninja. Also known as the Ninja
Wow, I
of
didn't
Hot
even know
Air.
he actually had a minifigure.
He has two, actually. And I'm a little bit bothered by that, because this one is accurate to the show, but he's also in another set. Actually, I believe it's the Temple of Air Jitsu that he's in.
Yes, he's in
And
the Temple of
face
Air
is different from this one, and it's vastly inaccurate. Actually, I'll go ahead and post a picture of that. This is the one in the Temple of Air Jitsu. That face is wrong.
Why?
This is the wrong face.
And I'll show you the correct one right there. That's the correct one. Thinner eyebrows, different expression.
It's the expression that really sells it. Dareth is too, like, he's too smiley. I like this, the official Dareth one looks like he's kind of confused,
Yeah.
which is, I feel really,
Yeah, that's right
the
up his
character
alley.
of Dareth.
The other thing I got, and this was during one of my many, many, many different Bricklink orders, because I actually did finish those last two minifigures for Purple and Fwef. And while I was getting the parts, I decided to go ahead and validate a torso purchase by getting this. It is a tractor from the Creator line. It was released in 2000.
Tractors!
Yeah, it was released in 2015. Decided to pick it up because, you know what? I
Farming
used to do
simulator,
irrigation.
bro.
Yeah, I used to
I
be
thought
on a
you
farm.
hated
I
it,
drove
though.
a tractor.
I thought he hated it too.
I thought you hated it.
Oh, I do. But it's a memento of the things I never want to return to.
So it's a symbol of your pain and suffering?
In a way, yeah, that could be how it's described.
Do you have one of like California or like a?
Yes,
like a
I
little-
got that
the little
exclusive
mini-
Lego poly bag of California.
Exclusive
The one
California
they
Barbie
released,
bag.
it has like a miniature Golden Gate Bridge.
Right. It was like it's like the little Golden Gate Bridge, and then like Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah, oh, of course.
and then the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, and the Hollywood sign, and like part of it's
Ben.
always on fire, and the other part of it's just dry as a
And Ben,
desert.
yeah, Ben's there too. The
Yeah.
two
Yeah, I
biggest
was
celebrities in California, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ben, were
No one
featured
else.
in the Lego
That's it. The
architecture set.
the only
chilling.
The only notable people coming out of LA, or
Yeah.
anywhere in California for that matter.
But I got those. They're fun little quaint things. I also bought a ton of Bionicle comics, like 20-ish, 23-ish, that I'm going to be giving away at BrickFeed Virginia this year. So if you're there and you see us, and we will be there on the public days, swing on by. I'll give you a comic. There's nothing else to it. That's
Sounds great.
That sounds
All right, so
dumb.
I got
You're dumb.
You're
I got the
dumb.
Wonder Woman set. I want to talk about this. Var was supposed to be here, but he already kind of gave his opinions in the review, so go check that out if you want to actually hear that. But right now, I'm totally like engrossed this set because it's a good value set. It's about $30, and it comes with the giant fig. I don't know what they call these.
Macro
Is
figs.
there like a macro figs?
We've been over this several times.
Yeah, but like what do they call the axle figs?
The
Axle
jumbo
figs.
figs.
I call them axle figs.
I
like
mean,
giant
I don't
figs
think
a
any
little
of
better.
these have official terms, but as far as community terms and the ones we're going to be using, that's a macro fig.
I like the term giant fig a little better because like I get what it
That-
means,
yeah,
and it's
I
also
like that
giant
better,
man.
too. I
You
feel
know, it was
macro
giant
fig
man in the
fits
beginning, so it's like the axle
figs
fig
better.
and giant fig.
I
I
like
think a macro
fig.
fig.
I like jumbo.
The jumbo fig?
The jumbo
Okay.
fig.
How about you stay over there? And then
Oh.
Gosh
Whoa.
dang.
not name things in the future.
Mother of pearl.
It's
Yeah, no,
jumbo
I
fig.
think because we got the micro figs, which is like the stuff you get in the Saturn spaceship thing. I'm too tired to think of its actual name. Or the helicarrier from Marvel. And then you have minifigs, and then you have macro figs.
Well, yeah, the micro figs is this is what we're called, right? The ones from the
The super, super ultra tiny one, the ones for Ant-Man.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a micro fig.
Yeah.
But so I get macro fig. I'm just like thinking like if they come with if they come up with a minifigure to replace the big fig, which I think the axle fig kind of does, but might not be the final design they go with
The
that.
Axle fig's an intermediary.
Yeah, like if they came up with an actual one, that would be like a macro fig to me, and then this would be a giant fig.
Nah,
Like something the size of a
I
big
think
fig
this
that's like a
works.
minifigure size.
Up until they get that, maybe, but right now, that's our macro fig.
Anyhow, it's a great design. I honestly really like it. It has the important thing is that it has all the articulation that a normal minifigure does. But it's brick built. It's very cool. There's only a couple things that I think are kind of iffy about it. The main thing for me is that like the shield has no printing on it. The shield is just like one flat slab of gray. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of it to show you guys. But like it's really like Wonder Woman has a lot of detailing on her shield, which is a lot smaller, and that's really cool. But Ares has nothing. And that kind of like it takes away from like how the set looks to me at least. Warrior battle. Here we go.
It's actually interesting because you have Ares, but I have the Giant Man macro figure. And looking, and build-wise, they're identical. They have some key differences, which you can go over in a moment. But the macro figures actually have slightly more articulation than a standard minifigure in the sole virtue of them being able to stretch their arms outward. Because a minifigure can only go on an axis, these are on a ball joint.
like it has like the same amount of articulation in terms of points, but the articulation range is way larger with the
exactly
the macrofigs.
Yeah,
As LJ is saying, they use a mixel joint for the arms, so they can actually like extend outwards. The legs are not. The legs are actually attached with a Technic piece, like a pin and a
those are
system
just
piece.
those are on
So
one
those just go back
single
and forth.
axis.
Right. And the head, of course, just swivels around. It can't rotate, but the arms do rotate.
Yeah.
So let me get a photo of the giant man macrofig real quick.
Do it.
Which
So
I
we
must
can-
say, I do like. I really do enjoy the entire
I
set
do like
that
it, too.
Giant Man came with. Loved it. Fantastic.
I honestly, the only reason I didn't get that one is because it's so expensive.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a very, very high price set. If you missed out on the airport battle, but you do still want like a giant man type figure, this is the perfect set for you to get because it's $30. It's nothing like actually really expensive. Not going to break your bank.
You can also just like mock your own one, but I don't know
That's
how
true.
much more expensive that would end up being.
Probably cheaper. If
So
I had to
okay,
guess.
the way that they do the torso is actually interesting. They have like a square torso, and at the front they make it appear like it's like a normal minifigure as it slopes down, and they have like the printing on it. They have like special pieces you put on there, and you put stickers on top of that. So
Yeah, it
Ares and
looks
Giant Man
very
have the same design.
Lego-ish from the back, which, you know what, hit or miss, depends on who you are. And as one of our members of the audience, live studio audience, mentioned, yes, these are all stickers. They're not printed
These
on. You
are
do
all
have
stickers.
to manually apply
Except
them.
for the head.
Yes.
For Ares, at least. I don't know about
Giant Man
Man.
is the same way.
Okay, so the head piece is one like
think.
curved piece that kind of like it's like a cylinder, but like half of a cylinder, and it has a printed thing on it. Ares actually is really great if you're wanting to do something, because we are talking in the TTV podcast. You should check out on the TTV channel, youtube.com/the TTV channel. You can actually use that piece for a Makuta mock, and we're thinking about doing a Makuta kind of like figure in the big fashion, and this is the perfect thing to make it happen because it only has the red eyes and like some like some streaks on it. So perfect. What I think we could like build a Makuta mask around it or do something like that.
Man,
Yeah.
it looks really awkward just standing still like that.
It honestly it really does. In that picture, that's a really bad picture, honestly,
Yeah.
because I have it in front of me right now, and it doesn't look that awkward at all.
Yeah.
This one does have the shield and the sword of it, so
From that angle, I must say,
Giant Man looks awesome though. Wow.
Giant Man looks more accurate to what a normal minifigure would be, even with those kind of spikes jutting out in the shoulders. But, Ares does look really cool, very imposing and accurate to what we believe the movie counterpart to look like. So if you look at
we
that,
haven't seen him in
it's
any
good.
trailers or anything.
But
I
we've
definitely
heard
think
rumors.
looking at the angle from like the same angle that Giant Man is, Ares looks way better. So don't have it throw you off. That photo is pretty awful. Let me see if I can find another photo. Maybe there's one like in the
Yeah, how's everything? How's the plane? Because like Var went over it, he said the plane was a nice addition, but it's plain.
The plane is actually pretty nice. So at first I didn't think the plane would be that important. Like I didn't think I'd enjoy it all too much, but it's actually really nice. It's got a nice slope to it. If you see in the photo here, in the back, it's got some like really nice curve to it. It actually looks and feels like a biplane or
A biplane would have two
not biplane.
wings.
Yeah, a biplane has two wings. It's a monoplane.
It does have two wings.
Two sets of wings.
No, biplanes are like those nerds that jocks pick on in school. They call them 4 wings, and like those planes just kind of bully them. No,
How'd you know?
okay.
You never went to public
so
school.
that's what happened in the World War. No, I'm just kidding.
that was entirely it.
Which
The
World
biplanes are
War
like,
is
we're
this?
standing up for ourselves. This is World War One.
Okay, because it isn't a biplane, so I have a little bit of trouble figuring it out.
Yeah. Apparently it's based on Steve Trevor flies. I don't know if I should say drives. He flies a certain type of plane in the actual like movie. This is kind of based on it, but it's not that exactly. So it does have some cool stuff. One thing that I really didn't realize in the back, you see the tail, like the fin in the back,
Yeah.
the white thing that can actually kind of turn a little bit.
Oh,
Not
that's
too
cool.
much.
Nice.
But yeah, you can you have to like move it up so that the thing is, but like you can have it go left or right and like kind of like, have it go around. The propeller is really cool. You can. I don't know if you can shoot the. Var was talking about his review. You can't shoot the little things on top through the propeller, unfortunately. So, and I feel like I don't know. Is that like a thing that real planes did?
Actually, yes,
it is.
Yeah,
I just like
some
I don't know
planes
how
actually
that
had
could
that.
work.
Yeah, no. Apparently, you can like.
As far as I'm aware, the way they
but,
managed it, it was in tandem with the cylinders of the engine.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
they
it was
timed
like
it.
it was timed. I remember
I
hearing
agree.
that like and during testing, sometimes the pilots would actually just die because
Oh my God.
It would ricochet, right?
They would shoot they would shoot the things. What is it called? See, this
The
is why we shouldn't
propeller.
record in the morning.
They'd shoot the propeller.
They would shoot their propellers, and the propellers go, phew, and so does the plane, and then the plane crashed, and the pilots died. Yeah, it was pretty sad, but, they figured it out at some point. Eventually, they just realized that was just a bad idea, I guess, to just put the guns behind the propellers. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, gee, I wonder that might be a
Well,
little
what do
bit
we
of a
do
critical
now?
design
Get
error.
rid of the propeller, and jets were born.
This is a little unrelated to Lego, but it is related to World War I and II planes. They actually had a whole thing where like the planes would come back and they would have like bullets through like some of the important parts, or not the important parts, so like through the wings and some areas on the plane, and they wanted to make sure that the planes were sturdier, so they kept like improving the parts that came back. They kept like adding more armor to the parts that kept being shot at, but the planes kept crashing. And one guy's like, oh, wait a second. He added armor to all the parts in the plane that weren't covered by the bullets, that weren't riddled by bullets. And then the plane stopped crashing as much. And that was, it was because there's like this thing called survival bias. Actually, yeah, Kraslik's just posted in the live studio audience. There's this thing called survival bias where, essentially, what happens is that like if a plane is actually hit by a bullet and it goes down and crashes, well, guess what? It doesn't come back. So they were looking back at all the planes that came back, and they're trying to improve the armor, but all the bullets that were going through it, they weren't like necessary parts of the plane because the plane could still fly without them. That's how they came back in the first place.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just plain cool.
I'm so not in the mood for this.
Good job winging that, LJ. Get
Oh
it?
my God.
All right, you want to hop on the news docket, Purple? Are you ready to?
Sure.
Jump on it
The
like a
kind of-
trampoline.
Soar like a plane.
We've got a couple of news here. Actually, we've hit
Couple
that
of
news. We got a couple. Like, it's not a lot of news, man. We've hit that like that area with Lego releases where it's like kind of half there. The first thing we have is that the Lego Ideas NASA's Apollo Saturn V was revealed. This comes off the Lego Ideas. They've been talking about it for a while. They actually finally revealed it with the photos and everything, said it's coming out.
Honestly, this whole
Posting this
thing
link,
is
so everyone can
rather
take a look at it.
Apolloing.
All right.
Oh
I
my God.
gotta keep people here. This actually is really impressive.
That's how you keep people here?
I do what I can. I'm really impressed with this set. Not really because I'm super into space. It got my attention because it has Saturn in the name, and that's my favorite planet, as I'm sure it is most people's, because Saturn is the best outside Earth.
What's Jupiter?
Oh, you didn't.
Nah.
I did. Jupiter's
Jupiter
better,
ain't
man.
got stuff, man.
Jupiter is the biggest thing around. You can't, don't mess with the king.
Yeah, but Saturn has the ring. Okay.
Saturn's pretty huge too. Plus, it's got
Saturn
rings.
is pretty huge.
Yeah.
That's
And
fair.
it's like,
Saturn
it's got
got
the rings.
married? To who?
Jupiter.
To Jupiter. Actually, isn't Jupiter named, isn't Jupiter the Zeus in Roman mythology? And isn't Saturn
I don't know.
supposed to be
I'm not
Athena or something?
from Rome.
Nah.
I don't really think people from Rome would really know that either. But
I'm not a Romanite, okay?
I'm sorry.
Romanov.
No, it's named after Saturnus, the god of agriculture and harvest. So, no.
Oh my gosh. My favorite planet, and it's named after Mother of Pearl. Okay, back to
It's
the set.
doing irrigation on the rings of Saturn.
Gosh darn it
I had
all.
to
Perfect.
double check. Actually, you were right. Jupiter is Zeus.
Booyah.
So this set is really impressive.
But Saturn sounds
cool.
way cooler.
It's great because they managed to make the part count 1969. That's outstanding to me. I can't imagine the amount of time and effort that went into making the price count exactly that.
That is actually,
there, a significance to this year? Is it
That's
just
when
like
it took off, Purple. That's when they sent it up.
Sure. You didn't say it. So.
It's a year, and it's space, and it's in the 60s. There's gotta be something in there that jogs your memory.
Dude, I woke up like 10 minutes ago.
Oh my goodness, we've been recording for 20!
Yeah.
She still woke up only 10 minutes ago.
She was asleep.
She was like, she just fell asleep the first half of the podcast. She was not having it.
This looks like...
Actually, this is the Saturn V?
Yeah, V.
Now
so
I think
5.
about it, I don't know if it actually launched in 1969.
Well, then why would they make that the part count?
What are we? What are
maybe
we
because
talking
that's
about?
the amount of parts that are in the set.
I don't believe it. I'm going to look this up. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came. I think 1969 is when the moon landing happened. I think.
Well,
I think it's like 67.
To be
That
fair,
Saturn V.
they do have 2 astronauts and an American flag.
Cool.
Let me see the set. Yes, it is Saturn V. Well, it was used between 1967 and 1973.
Booyah! What?
In between.
Got that. Whew.
It was used
Frickin'
in between those years.
1967.
So what's the
Yeah,
significance?
sure. I'm just saying it didn't like. You're saying that like it's a purpose piece because it like it
I
launched.
feel like it is. It feels too
I mean,
exact to me. Maybe I'm wrong. It's certainly possible.
I mean, maybe you're right. It just seems really interesting that it's not the actual date it launched. They could have just taken like 2 pieces off.
Okay, I figured it out. Here we go. I feel
It's
that if
moon
there are
landing,
any
right?
history majors out there, they're going to be really angry at us. Apollo 11, liftoff of the Apollo 11, the first mission to land humans on the moon, July 16th, 1969.
That's what I said. I said 1969 is the moon landing, but like,
Yeah, so
I didn't think that
this is
Saturn.
for the moon landing.
Yeah, this is before the moon landing. That's all I was saying. I thought I was like
Oh,
pretty
no,
sure
no,
Saturn V was before the moon landing.
Well, the rocket was in service in between 1967 and 1974.
Right, but I'm just saying that like it doesn't actually the 1969 doesn't actually serve any purpose, right? Because it's
Well,
like
it serves purpose because it's the year of the moon landing.
yeah, but that's
What?
Apollo 11, not Apollo Saturn V.
That's the
So what about the Challenger? Can we get that as a set?
that
I
then.
haven't. Hold on.
I don't think we have eggshells. Ven eggshells. I'm looking it up.
I don't know if we're ever gonna get that.
Challenger.
That might not be
Challenger.
something we.
No, nothing.
Might not be something we want to remember, Ben.
Ven eggshells.
I like
okay.
I do like. Okay, so let's
We're-
talk about the set real quick because it actually is really cool. In the
It
sense
is
that
pretty cool. I like that I can
detaches the
actually
same
like
way as a
yeah,
rocket.
yeah, exactly. Woot woot.
Did anyone want to become an astronaut when they were a kid? Because I wanted
not
to.
really.
I was
Up until
deathly afraid of going into space.
up until I realized, like I was all bored becoming an astronaut. I was wanting to become an astronaut so badly, and I realized like dying in space and how that could happen, and I was freaked out and I abandoned that dream.
Yeah, no,
Like the idea of like something rupturing and like you flying out into
never
in
interested in
space.
that ever. Like I love space stuff, like the planets, like Saturn. Never wanted to go to space.
I'd
do
love
you
to
think
die
you'd
in
go
space.
like you think you'd go in like a SpaceX, you know, like it did a tourist thing, like that? You didn't have to train to become an astronaut. You just kind of like paid and you went into space like a vacation. You know what Elon
I'm
Musk is doing.
not opposed to it. I'd say it's an interesting prospect. Honestly, it might be less hazardous if they iron out all the kinks in it. Less hazardous than flight. Just from
It might be.
place to place.
It might be, honestly, because like it'd be more expensive and stuff. I mean, you think about like at first you're like, well, you know, if something happens to the spaceship, you're done. But if something happens to your plane, you're also kind of done too. It's not like there's a hole in the plane and you suddenly survive. You're dead essentially. The air pressure alone would like completely rip you apart. I think. Or like rupture your eardrums or something.
Guess who's traveling this summer? Yay!
Yeah, all of us in this call.
Hooray!
Guess
Actually,
who's
we're-
traveling more than all of y'all?
That is true. She will be traveling farther than all of us.
Yeah, that's not what you said initially.
She might actually be traveling farther than all of us combined, possibly. Well, no.
How far is Egypt?
Maybe.
Well, no, because
I don't
X is like
What?
what?
It's not a
Are we
secret.
not-
X is going.
Is it not? Is it not a secret? I thought
Not
we were
a
going to do a
secret
whole
at all.
announcement thing.
Not a
Well,
secret.
we-
Hey,
X is
guess
gonna
what,
be a trick
everybody?
thing.
X is going.
That's the way we should have kept that. But I guess here we go. Yeah.
No,
Okay, so
it's-
anyway, let's move on.
Next thing on our news docket is the Lego DC Build Your Own Adventure book revealed on Amazon. The noticeable thing here is that it includes a minifigure of Jon Stewart, finally. We finally get freaking Jon Stewart.
Oh, he's a funny
Jon
guy.
Stewart.
Are they going to introduce a Stephen
is.
Colbert minifigure?
Yes, they are. And the Conan O'Brien minifigure that's already in the DC
Dude,
games.
I remember I used to watch Conan O'Brien when I was like a kid. I know, right? As a child. And there was that
2 years
one
ago?
part where the three of them fought.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Absolutely hilarious. And I could never find it again.
I like Colbert. I'm close to the late night people. I
don't watch
them.
any
I don't watch
comedy
any of them.
stuff
I
at
just
all.
like
I don't really
I
watch
see
them either.
I see like clips on YouTube of them doing stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right, sure.
Oh,
Yeah, Emma
okay.
Stone, you can lip sync, sure. But Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern, is a fan favorite. He's one of the fan favorite Green Lanterns after his appearance in the Justice League cartoon. Obviously enough, obviously he's been around in DC for a while. I think he was actually the first African American male DC superhero.
He was.
I'm pretty sure that's his history. But this book is actually kind of interesting because it doesn't come with like the traditional stuff where it just shows like a showcase of the minifigures. It actually comes with instructions how to build different structures and stuff in the world. So if you look at the pages there, you can see like I'll give you this one. This one actually will tie in with our agriculture theme today.
Oh, great.
The Flash apparently. And the Green Lantern surprised this farmer, and they have to like help him fix stuff. So,
Are you serious?
I am not kidding. I put
I
something
thought you
in
were
the
to
chat,
say,
my
"Oh,
bad.
I am not
Wait, so I'm
serious."
confused. Is this all just a book that comes
It's
with...
a book. It's a book
the
that comes with this
minifigure?
minifigure. And you look,
Oh,
you see
so it
like
doesn't
you can
come
see the
with
chicken
parts
coop,
for all
right?
this
They
stuff?
shows you instructions how to build that. The fencing, it shows
Oh
you
my
little instructions.
gosh. You're right.
Yeah, there's a cornfield and
wow,
everything.
and they even have the second official LJ minifigure. Look at me in that hat and that wife beater. You sure you're not aliens?
You don't wear
Perfect.
wife beaters.
Okay, fair. You caught me.
He doesn't have a wife. Once he gets a wife, he'll wear a wife beater.
Hey,
Hey, how messed up is it that we have a shirt called the wife beater, by the way? Like, that's pretty...
Yeah, that's kind
a
of
little,
questionable.
a little questionable.
I just call them tank tops.
Yeah, no, I call them
Okay.
tank tops too.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just kinda
that's a lot more
Well,
acceptable.
if it's like someone skeevy wearing it, then I'll call it a wife beater. If it's like someone like looks like okay in it, I'll be like, oh, a tank top. You
Like
know what I'm saying?
I don't know if we have a shirt that has a name like that that's like just as bad.
Yeah,
like-
man, just be
Yeah,
like,
it's really weird how that's common too. It's like, oh yeah,
we
go
just
grab
kinda
some
like-
wife beaters.
I'm gonna
What?
take my shirt. This is my chicken mutilator. Gonna go ahead and throw
yeah,
that
I mean,
on.
it is something like actually kind of bad. Like, imagine you're like, oh yeah, this is my wife beater shirt, this is my normal T-shirt, my dress shirt, this is my Nazi lover shirt.
Yeah.
just the normal shirts you have.
Also, to clarify an earlier part of this podcast that live studio audience member Wolk has aptly pointed out, the Saturn V is a type of rocket that was
You mean
used.
Saturn V?
Saturn
Saturn
V. Darn it! It is a type of rocket that was used to actually put us on the moon. That's why that date is important. The Apollo
I don't
11
think the date's that. Okay, all
was
right, well,
launched in
Man, we're
1969.
Sure.
It's
Apollo 11
intentional.
was the all right.
It's totally intentional.
Prentice 1215 actually did have a funny quote where he said, "Is child beater never named for a bell?"
Oh my god!
Which,
Oh jeez!
which boy,
We need to move on fast.
That's
We need
the
to get
best
off
thing
this
I've heard all
topic.
morning.
that's actually pretty great. But yeah, anyhow, you can get Jon Stewart, very coveted minifig.
Yeah, it looks good. I won't be
All right,
getting
so-
the book, but it looks good.
Yeah, I'll probably just buy the minifigure. I might buy the book if it's like cheap on Amazon or something. Star Wars has a promotion next to the news docket. You can get the R3M2 with any Star Wars purchase if you live in the UK or the EU. So basically just FLEF and X. But you do get with any Star Wars purchase too. So it's not like I don't think there's a minimum. They didn't say there's a minimum set requirement.
I think this was a promotion that wasn't this promotion going on for May 4th?
No.
I don't know. I don't think so because it says it's from the 7th of May until the 31st of May.
Yeah, they had like this buildable R2D2.
Yeah, they had the buildable R2D2. This is just
I know about that one.
R3M2, which I believe appeared in Rogue One very briefly.
I never saw
Rogue One. It says
One.
From Rogue One.
Oh, that's why.
It's never astromech minifigure. It's not like really that important. But if you live in that area and you
really
want to buy a
neat.
Star Wars set, just get it from Shop at Home. Get a free R2D2 thing. It'll be worth your time. All right, the last thing on our docket, and the thing that I feel like most of us are be able to talk about, is something by Tommy Andreasen.
Yeah,
Tommy
pretty cool.
Andreasen.
Tommy Andreasen essentially is running a little contest on his Twitter. And the contest is that essentially they want a picture that is like supposed to be in canon. It's drawn by a fan of the Ninja, and he wants it to be an actual drawing by a fan of Ninjago, and they'll put it up on the set.
Yeah.
So they
Nice.
have concept art of the living room, and essentially they're gonna pick the winner, and the winner's gonna appear in the show. So if you're an artist, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's
they're picking like 20 to 30 winners or something.
What the heck?
And also, by the time this episode comes out, it'll probably be done since it ends on the 14th. So
that is
It does end on the 14th.
I'm
gonna
So
enter.
You should try
I'm
it.
gonna
You
enter.
should try it.
I'm absolutely gonna do it. I'm gonna call it the
Purple.
drawing of victory, of course.
Are you gonna enter it?
I'm gonna forget to. Like, I really want to, but I'm totally gonna
Listen,
forget.
I'm gonna remind you to because you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
By
You're
not
doing
knowing
me
it.
a
Like, can you
disservice.
imagine like your younger self if you knew that you got your art featured on the Ninjago TV show? How excited you'd be! You owe this to younger you.
Oh my god, younger me was stupid.
Well, I mean,
Compared to
you-
compared
You're
to
setting
now,
yourself
I
up.
can't imagine.
There it is. See, Purple. Actually, that's a perfect segue into what I want to talk about regarding this. You tweeted at Tommy Andreasen.
Yeah.
When's the deadline for this?
I'm really not.
But we said we were going to talk about this. I wanted to talk about my funny response.
Yeah, I know. I'm really not.
Well, I mean, you
feeling it right
sometimes.
Gosh, you are
Okay, fair
a
enough.
buzzkill. You know what, Ben? Have at her.
What to do?
She's just like, nah, man, just shut up, okay? Go home.
Drax is disappointed in you. Gosh, dang it. Fine. Kai, I have one more thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay, real quick, I just wanted to talk about something before that related to this thing. Season 8 coming out in 2018. Is this the first time we've officially had that confirmation? Or have we heard, like, rumors that there'd be another season after?
We've heard
After
rumors.
We've heard rumors. This is the official, like, this is going into production, you know, we will be getting a season 8 in 2018.
I don't know if there is an absolute confirmation. This might be wishful thinking. I just don't know. But, like, the
Well, I
Hagen
mean, it does
brothers
say
and Tommy
in the-
Anderson have kind
in
of
the
been,
tweet.
like, toying with it on Twitter.
Well, in the tweet, he says season 8 coming out in 2018 will feature a new character.
Okay, in that case, probably.
So
That's
in that
probably-
case, like, that's already been... So we know that, like, the show is... I mean, we knew the show was continuing for Hands of Time, but going past the movie and doing all this stuff, it was kind of up in the air. So the fact that they're expanding... I guess we did actually know that Lloyd was getting a new voice actress.
Voice actor, voice actress. We don't. No, voice
Or
actor.
voice actor. You're right.
Finally.
He's getting a new voice actor. They
gonna be
replaced
me.
the voice actress. So, yes, that is exactly what's happening to Floyd. LJ is now voicing... Season 8 is being filmed right now, but LJ's voice is... He still has a chance, I guess.
Yeah, man. This is my Lloyd voice. Manly,
really?
isn't it?
If he came from New York, I guess, sure.
I'm walking
All right.
here. I'm the Green Ninja.
People in New
what's the
York
thing you
even
want to talk
actually
about?
say that.
They do and they don't. People in New York say a lot of stuff. You're walking around New York, they say all sorts of stuff to you. I was stopped once. This dude told me his whole life story on my way to Comic-Con that one year.
Oh my God.
He told me he was like, his friend ran in front of him, and he's like, dude, I'm the godfather for his kid. If he dies, I don't know what I'm going to do. And he goes into his whole life story. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the light turned green. He's like, all right, see you, man. And that was the last I ever saw of him. That was
Wow.
it. So, yeah, people in New York, man, they're
They're
like
crazy.
They're weird.
I never want to
They're
go to
weird
New
and
York.
crazy.
that. Yeah. You should try it, though. You should try it once. And then move there.
It's like you make it sound like a drug. Hey guys, you should try New York
Listen,
just
you try
once.
The first trip is free.
I feel like
And then,
Pee Wee Herman should be here to say, not even once. No?
I don't
so
get it.
what did you want to talk about?
Oh my
LJ?
gosh.
I'm
Okay,
trying to save you
anyway,
here.
so Lego House is opening up in September. And
Yeah,
I
Ed Sheeran's
subscribe
Lego
to
House,
their
right?
email service. They send me emails and talk about it. Lego House opens September 28th this year. Ticket sales, however, open in June. And so they send me a bunch of different emails updating me on things and saying, oh, so this is new scoop, yada yada. But the email that they sent me yesterday is particularly funny because they say, hello, LJ. Hi. And in big, bold, black letters, they say, play for your life.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me? Is that a threat?
Coming to Lego House, Lego Hunger Games.
Oh
Build the best model. If you don't,
Bye.
you'll be
We're going to kill you.
sacrificed as
First,
tribute.
we're going to torture you. But it doesn't make any sense. But it goes on to say, as an old saying goes, give someone a fish and you feed them for a day. Teach someone to fish and you feed them for a lifetime. You don't get any
True.
fishes in Lego House, but we give you the possibility of building whatever you can imagine, and moreover, take this creation of yours to new and unimaginable heights. Hopefully, this experience will last long after you've left the building and inspire all your future Lego adventures at home. We
Wait, I'm
welcome you
sorry.
to the ultimate play date, and we hope that you will feel like a fish in the water.
What did that first thing have to do with Lego?
I don't know. It's
It was
just
like-
big, black, bold, play
Man.
for your life with an exclamation mark.
Yeah, it's like, well, you know what they say, a bird in the hand is worth two in the tree, or two on the branch, or whatever. Anyhow,
I've
Legos.
never heard that saying.
Now, I know the saying he's trying to get at.
I mean, like, the idea is, like, I have no idea. That if you listen to that entire thing, that had nothing to do with what they were saying.
I know,
They're like,
right?
hey, yeah, you teach a man to fish, he has fish for a lifetime. Anyhow, we don't have any fish, but, man, we got a lot of Lego, so...
And here's the other
we're not even going to
worrisome
teach you how to
thing.
use it.
They say the old saying goes, give a man a fish, feed him for a
Right.
day, teach a man a fish, feed him for a lifetime, and then
Yes,
at
you
the
said
very end,
that earlier.
At the very end,
I'm
they're
making
like...
a point.
Yeah, I know, I get you.
At the very end, they say, "We hope you will feel like a fish in the water." That means I'm gonna die. If you
They're
tell
like-
someone to fish, I'm
They're
next.
No, this is exactly it. Play for your life. They're subtly saying they're going to teach people to kill you. You're not the fisher. You're the fish.
Oh, great.
You go to the Lego house and then you have to play for your life.
I'm a little bit worried now because I wanted to go to the Lego house, but I'm not sure I need to anymore.
Well, we do know that the Lego house is getting something kind of cool.
Yes,
The
Bionicle.
Bionicle.
I love
the
how
Bionicle
big that
exhibit.
was.
It's getting something kind of cool. Sardines.
Some kind of cool stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Now they're getting a Bionicle exhibit.
Right.
It's actually going to be a really cool place to be around. I've been following development of the Lego house since it was like conceptual a while ago, and now it's like nearly done. So that it's honestly, I'm not exactly too sure if it's like a Lego Land museum.
It's a little bit
kind
of everything,
combination,
really.
you know.
Including the Hunger Games.
And
Yeah.
Hunger Games, right?
Play
the
for your
Citadel,
life.
the Capitol. But like it is a interesting little, I guess experiment they're doing. I'm excited to see where it goes and what they're going to
Really
be doing for it.
excited. So I'll broach a question to you guys, because almost there are 3 of the 4 of us here. We're Bionicle
Yeah.
fans. We come from a construction background.
What do you want?
Hypothetically, let's say you had a complete Bionicle Generation 1 collection. It's over 200 sets.
Brag about it.
I'm not using myself, gosh darn it. But if they offered you the opportunity to go to Lego House free of charge whenever you wanted to, in exchange for that entire collection to be
It's
displayed.
gone.
Okay. There you go.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be gone for me simply because I'd have to pay to fly there.
Yep.
That's the issue. Going there wherever you want, like the tickets to go to the Lego house are not that expensive. It's the plane ticket to fly there. If they said, hey, once a year we'll fly you out, then I'm like, easy, that's gone. But that 200 sets, it's like it's over $1,000 worth of sets, especially if you didn't buy them like when they came out, you know? You had to buy them at a higher price after they came out.
Yes.
That's a good number of, that's a good amount of money.
Okay, now the real question is, why would they ask some fan to buy their sets when they're Lego themselves? Like, when
I don't know. They do have like a...
It's just for funsies.
Well, they might have exclusives. Like if you had the 15 karat gold mask, for example.
They can just make another. No big deal. They could just spray paint something. Who would know the difference?
Purple, that'd be dishonest and actually really cost efficient. If I ever build a theme park, I'm grabbing you on board.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see.
I'm actually gonna try and figure out, like, okay, prices.
The price, the price for the Lego house for an adult is for 13 years or older is 199 Danish kroner.
I don't know how much that is in freedom.
I'm gonna look it up right now. It is. It's $29.
Are you serious?
So, yeah. So essentially, LJ, what you're saying is that, hey, you can have my entire Bionicle collection, but I get to have a $30 voucher for free. And they're like, okay, man. Sure.
Well,
go for it.
I'm really good at making deals, okay?
Yeah, you're the best at deals. No one's better at making deals than you.
I just make such good deals. I get to go to the Lego house whenever I want.
$30 for a ticket. That's actually pretty cheap. Comparing,
that's actually not that bad.
Yeah, so the entire cost is going to be eaten up by a plane ticket.
How much is a ticket to Legoland? I'm going to check.
I almost went to Legoland once.
I heard it's like Legoland.
I heard it's okay,
Florida.
but
like it's very kiddish. Like it's actually geared towards kids.
It's geared for kids.
Let me see. Legoland, California.
$84 to go to Legoland in California.
Yep. See?
How much?
$84.
Mother of pearl.
And you get wow, $84 you get to the Legoland only. $89 you get to go to the water park and also go to Legoland twice, like in 2 days. You have a 2 day. So for $5 you get to go to the water park and add a second day. Kind of feels like an easy deal to me.
Dang.
Clearly.
To the point where I don't know why anybody would just go to Legoland once. You pay $5 more and you get to go to the water park.
What a great sleight of hand, though. It's like, you're going to pay $100, but if you pay $105, guess what you get?
This one, $113 will get you... $113 will get you 5 days.
Because, like, if they had divvied it up and said, well... So for $103.30, so for $55.30, you can go there for 1 day. Add another $55.30, and you get to go for 2.
Okay, this one actually for $324, you get 2-day admission to Legoland and a 3-day park hopper ticket to Disneyland and a 1-day admission to SeaWorld. Okay. That is worth it. That is actually pretty worth it. Actually, it makes me think that the Legoland ticket is kind of overpriced.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, that's a little much. But I mean, $300. I mean, that is also pretty overpriced. But you get to go to Disneyland for 3 days and Legoland for 2 days and SeaWorld. That's actually
going
a pretty
to
good
Disneyland
deal.
For a day is like $100 on its own. So
yeah, so you combine all of that. 3 days to Disneyland. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You get like Legoland for free. I don't know. I always felt like Legoland was one of the it's a theme park that's like, you know, it's geared for younger kids and it's not one of the premier theme parks. I feel like they got into the theme park market a little late and it's like, you know, I don't know how well it's doing, but I remember reading that they ran into some problems in terms of like revenue a while back. They're still building new ones. Fair enough.
Never been to one. No super intense interest to go to one. So
yeah, it's kind of lame, to be honest. No offense,
Lego,
lame, but I'm like an adult. So make an adult-themed theme park. I do not mean it like that.
Well, I mean, like, think about it. Think about it. Wow. Like, what would you do at a Lego theme park? You know?
I don't know. I thought there'd be
stand out
more. Oh, I thought there'd be like more rides I could actually fit into, but no.
No. I forgot. You got.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Woody legs.
Not Baby Groot either.
Obviously.
Just grown-up teenage angsty group.
Spoilers!
What?
The movie's like days old now.
No, I didn't say that was in the movie. Now you made it in the movie. I just said angsty teenage group, which could just be angsty teenage purple.
That's a good
That's all
point.
I said.
Yeah, it could have been left up to the imagination.
Yeah, I could have left up to the audience. But there you go. You spoiled it for everybody. So
Whoops. A-T. Edit that out, man. We got guys for this.
Yeah, cut it.
Don't actually.
Do it.
Don't actually do it.
Do it. Do it.
I feel like that's about all we got for this episode.
Do
So
it.
we're gonna wrap it
That's
up.
it, everybody.
Basic
Go home.
episode.
Well, it's been a really really
We managed.
tiring episode.
We managed without
we got
half
through
of
it.
the
tried.
owners not showing up.
Well,
And not answering their phones.
Not answering. I mean, like it's beyond. It's like beyond that we said it yesterday. Didn't answer the thing on
You
Discord.
said it
even
at
though
like
we told
4
them.
a.m. today.
Yeah, but like we know Var and Mesa were on since then, though. They've been on since then. They just didn't respond to that, and then they didn't respond to any of their phones.
That's because they suck and fail.
And like we already had talked about doing it last week. I was just reconfirming everybody last night. So it wasn't like a last minute. I was like, oh hey, by the way, we're doing this again, guys. Last week we talked about it, and we're gonna do it again. Anyhow, no more shade thrown at the cast. I'm sure they're all really busy sleeping or something. We'll see you guys next week for the BrickFeed Podcast. I'm Jonathan.
I'm LJ.
I'm Ben.
And I'm purple.
And this was the BrickFeed Podcast, episode 53. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.